first UFO sighting, Sydney, 1971. My search for the truth since then has been unending. Black and white photograph of an orange-coloured UFO approximately 3 kilometres east of Katoomba. Large boomerang formation of yellow-coloured UFO discs. A white haze surrounded the whole formation. Note the position of the disc within the formation. That same night, other UFOs were seen at low altitude over Grafton City. I submitted an article to the local newspaper asking for other witnesses to contact me. I was inundated with phone calls. Others had also seen UFOs. It's just a satellite, I hear you say, but consider this. Satellites need to orbit a minimum altitude of around 100 miles above the Earth before they can orbit. They have to be high enough to avoid the Earth's gravitational field and the friction from the atmosphere. These objects are too low to be in orbit. Using the trees as reference points, the angles of approach and departure of the object and the size of the object, combined with the low angle in the sky, indicate the object being within 3 kilometres and an altitude below 4,000 feet. What was that? This object is the same as the others, only this one is closer, being directly overhead, and earlier in the evening. Is it a satellite? No, it is an unidentified flying object, a UFO. that car just let that one off. That's a man-made one, that one. I just saw the people in that car let that one off. Blowing in the wind direction. They've just let it off. That's dangerous. That could catch grassland on fire. These hoax devices have been launched from locations around Australia, including Grafton. The firelighter is suspended underneath a garbage bag attached to a wire hoop. When ignited, the firelighter heats the air inside the bag and it rises similar to a hot air balloon. This is a dangerous practice that endangers community property and should not be attempted. The one I retrieved was still burning when it fell into a local backyard. It is not established who is letting these off over such a wide area of the country. It may be just local kids or an organised group. These 4 hoax devices each have a second firelighter attached by a 2-metre length of wire. They look spectacular, but are easily identifiable as hoax devices by the flickering of the light and the way they flare up. They usually change direction or position in the formation due to the varying crosswinds, and sometimes drops of burning wax is seen falling from the firelighter. Notice the object pulsating. The blue and orange objects look like upright cylinders. The blue objects were a rich spectrum blue. They are called clusters. They were orange spheres with a fuzzy outline. The larger white object at the top of the cluster almost appeared to be in control of the others. The black objects seemed to be carried or supported by the orange ones. Notice how they roll and move around one another. These same clusters are very rare. They appeared to be a sphere of energy of some type and show some form of intelligence by their movement. They were a different type of object to the single blue and orange objects. This object was almost stationary and directly over Grafton City. It changed direction towards the west, then continued north at a very slow pace. This was the last object of this 50-minute sighting. There were many more objects further west, all heading north. You may have noticed some of these in the background. There could have been 100 objects on the move during this time. This was certainly one of the most amazing UFO sightings that I have ever witnessed.